Alright, good morning, good morning. Before we get started, let me just set up my charts. I don't have a session time. For some reason I accidentally deleted my indicators, but we don't really need it. We're looking at the midnight open is right here. And today we may not get a big move. Actually, we don't even need to draw the midnight open because we're not doing gold drilling today. So let me go ahead and change this. Okay. Give me one moment. Just setting up my charts and everything. And then we'll go over. Let's see. I do believe, yeah, this is the chart. Okay. I think I have it pretty much set up. Alright. Let me go ahead and paste the link. Okay. So from what we could see here, price has just been going up mostly. It did go down earlier, but it's been going up now. I'll swap to the daily and let's see. So the daily, it has made a bottom wick, right? And now it's going up. So this could be that it's very, let me go ahead and remove this. This could be going up towards this area right here. Probably to reach this high here. Break this high and test more into this imbalance. So maybe this is an area of interest for today because we do have FOMC. So this is a daily interest. As far as 1 minute goes, I mean, if it does come down, it's probably going to come down, back up, down into here, which is this imbalance. So it could retest up here and here. However, since it already has a bottom wick, I do assume that it may not be bearish for the whole day. So when I look at like the 1 minute, we're looking for a pullback, right? So today we're not doing the gold drilling. If we were, take profit would be down here. This is the midnight open. But we don't look at gold drilling on other days. It's not that it can't work, right? It could still work. However, it's just less probable that it's going to work on a day like today. Today's FOMC, by the way, so that's why we may not get a gold trade. It may not reach up here again, right? So as far as it being bearish, we may miss today's trade, and that's okay if we do. Yesterday, last night, I gave you guys a trade in the Discord, but I guess some of you were not available. You guys missed out. The trade was a really good trade. It was, I believe it was odd USD that, let me go ahead and check. Yeah, it was odd USD that won. So this was the sell. In the video I posted last night, I took the sell right before, like a minute before price closed, and stop loss was 10 pips for odd USD, and I got like a 3.8, so I almost got it at the bottom. I could have got it. It went lower right as soon as I exited on this trade, but I was okay with that because I didn't have a TP set to 3, right? Now I could have had a TP, but my idea was that if it didn't reach TP, I'm going to exit manually whenever it's, you know, above the break even. So on NZD and odd news, I'll probably look more into the AUD news, but it was a good trade. It happened so quick. I didn't use magic keys or anything either. I just placed the trade how it was, like manually. I posted it in the chat, but I guess people weren't really available at the time. Alright. Okay, we may get a trade. Price looks like it's going up to where we need it to go. We would like it to close above here. It never closed above here before 820. So the idea is that we get a closure and then we get the engulfing candle that we need. Now, on Wednesdays and Thursdays, price is most likely expanding, right? So if I go back to the daily really quick, if you see Mondays and Tuesdays usually aren't the biggest candles, right? Sometimes Tuesdays could be. but most days, Mondays and Tuesdays, then you'll see Wednesday is an expansion day, and either Thursday or Friday, or sometimes it's just Thursday or Friday. So in this case here it was Wednesday, this was Tuesday. When Tuesday was expanding, Wednesday did not. Thursday here, Tuesday expanded, Wednesday did not. So pretty much Thursdays is the day that it mostly expands. Thursdays, Fridays, and Wednesdays. But if it's Tuesday that expands, then Wednesday won't. But today we know for sure it's going to expand because we have FOMC this afternoon. So I'm expecting it to maybe not during the morning, right? Sorry if you hear the background, I have people over, but here we may see price just consolidate. It probably will reach up here, but then we may not get a good signal and price will just consolidate till this afternoon. But if you're trading FOMC, I would suggest you could try doing what we did with CPI, which is you could take either NASDAQ or you could take two USD pairs, right? Like pound USD and something else, you know. I wouldn't say pound USD and Euro USD. You gotta use two opposite correlation, right? So if you're gonna use like Euro USD, then use USD Swiss or pound USD and USD Swiss. The reason for that is because one of them is going to hit TP, but the problem is when it's USD news usually has like, it's not like yesterday on AUD, right? So like for example, AUD USD. The reason why I like AUD news and NZD news is they move like this. Look right here, like this. And you've seen this happen with the NZD news as well, right? You barely see a fake out and then the real move on the AUD news and NZDs, because nobody's really trading at night, right? Like, yes, Asian session has traders, but it doesn't have a lot of volume, okay? So it's much easier to just take a trade during AUD and NZD news than it is on USD news. Now, USD news does have more volume. I don't doubt that, right? I don't doubt that USD news has the most volume. But with the most volume comes with buyers and sellers mixing up, or maybe we're getting manipulated or whatever it is. But either way, FOMC should provide you with some opportunity to take. You should be able to get a trade during FOMC. I will look into it though. I may take a trade on opposite correlated pairs, so something like pound USD and something else. But if you do take a trade on FOMC, just remember you may get faked out. So don't hold for 3R if you can't. Or you could even trade it, gold, you know. Okay, so here it looks like we're getting close, right? We're getting close up here. We would like it to close above this level here. And once it closes above here, I have my charts open, so I could set up my magic keys to, let me go ahead and just open them right now. I'm just opening them so that I could easily edit them after. Oh, never mind, that's the wrong one. I need to open it on the right chart. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Now it's open on the right chart. It wasn't a trade opening, it was just me making sure that I have magic keys open. So we've seen every candle here, when it reverses, it's looking for engulfing candles. So this is a good sign. You see right here it had an engulfing, it went down a little bit. It had another engulfing, it didn't really go down, right? But it did have red candles, and now it has another engulfing, and it's gonna go down a little bit. So hopefully once it does have an engulfing above here, we get that big move down. We're only taking a 2R, so we're just waiting right now. It's almost July 30th, so next Tuesday I will post statistics of July, what happened in July. We'll look at the results, because one thing I do want to advise you guys is never look at results like every day, you know. Never expect the current day to win or lose. Just follow the process, because I want to teach you guys long-term results, which is just doing the same thing every day and expecting a 30-day result at least. Now, July has had probably more losses than June, right? Because I think June only had 3 losses. I don't remember. Possibly, but I do know July has had more losses, but it's still profitable. I think the win rate probably was 70, maybe the low 70s, but I still think it was good enough to profit decently from, especially if you took it every day. Maybe you didn't get a trade every day because you were busy, but overall it should be profitable. Hopefully we get up in this area here. Okay. We still needed to reach up here. We still have a lot of time. We have about 40 minutes usually before I cut off the stream, or 30 minutes. So if we don't get anything, we're just waiting. There's no rush. Another thing what I probably will do is if I take a trade on gold today, well, not right now, but for FOMC, what you could do, guys, for FOMC is take a trade on gold, and I'm going to check the currency correlation. I think USD JPY moves the opposite to gold. I'm trying to find. It could be USD Swiss, right? So, yeah, so USD JPY and USD Swiss. So you could take a trade on, if you're buying gold, you could sell USD Swiss later. I do believe USD JPY may be more of a negative correlation. I'll have to look. Yeah, it's USD JPY. Okay, that makes sense. So if I go to, let me quickly just check every time frame which one has the best negative correlation. It says on a 5-minute chart it's USD Swiss. So I do believe if we're going to be trading off 15-minute chart and 5-minute chart, it's going to be USD JPY or USD Swiss. On the hourly it is USD CAD. On a weekly chart it is, okay, USD Swiss does have one of the best negative correlations. Let me go back now. Let's look at our chart and see. We're still waiting for this high to be broken. Okay, let me see. Was there any other swing high before 8? No. This is the swing, okay. I just wanted to make sure we're not missing on a trade here. Okay, we're fine. As far as, let me go ahead and duplicate these charts here. So I will put USD Swiss here. I'm trying to find some type of movement on I don't really see. Okay, and let's check USD JPY. I'm trying to find you guys a good setup for later this afternoon at 2 p.m. Okay, this has been going on the day. Let's see. It's been going down and now it has pretty much stagnated right here. On gold, let me go ahead and put this on 5 minutes. Okay. So, looking at these charts here, I see that USD Swiss doesn't move as much as USD JPY, right? So I'd probably opt for USD JPY just because it has a down move here, came up further, bigger down move. Let's see, on gold. Yeah, I do believe there's a way I can. Isn't there a way I could invert the chart here? Sorry, I'm not really that of a professional with trading view. I do believe there's a way we can flip the chart, but for some reason I can't really. Sorry. I can't figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Let's take a look. Is it in here? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I missed it. Whatever. The reason why I wanted to invert it was because I wanted to compare gold, USD Swiss, and USD JPY. But obviously, USD JPY is the closest to the lows, right? If we go to USD Swiss, it's not really close to the lows here. So I do not think that USD Swiss is the best. Let me go on the weekly, on the daily chart and take a look at what's going on the daily. So, okay. And on the daily, this looks like it's had some down days, right? Couple down days and it's going up. USD Swiss did not have a couple up days. It actually had a red day in between. USD JPY had a couple up days. Okay, so I would suggest you go with USD JPY and gold for FOMC trade today. Okay, we're almost above here. So once we get above here, I won't switch charts. I'll keep looking. Let me go ahead and close these. Okay. Let's take a look at. Sorry if that was an echo. Okay, so how we're gonna figure out the way FOMC is gonna move gold is pretty simple. I will do some research on past FOMCs, right? And what we want to see is how much it moves on average, how much it moves on the opposite direction on average. And what I'm going to do is where it moves on the bigger side, for example, if it moves up more or down more, I'm going to take half of that price, and that will be our TP. And obviously, if we're going to use that as our TP, we need to use 3 times less of that as our stop loss. Okay? Now, if you risk 0.5, you're going to lose 0.5 on one side, right? Or worst case scenario, if both lose, you're going to lose 1%. However, if one loses, you're going to lose 0.5, and then on the other side, you're going to make 1.5. So in total, you're going to make 1%. If you use 1%, you're going to lose 2%. Worst case scenario, if it does something like it goes up, takes you out, and then comes down, and then takes you out as well, and then continues going higher, right? So if it does something like this for FOMC, we would like to be out of the trade before something like this happens, okay? But if something like this does happen, then you lose 2%. If you're risking 1%, you're going to lose 2% total. If one side loses, you're losing 1%. The other side wins, you're winning 3%. Now, you're not going to set take profit. What you're going to do is set your stop loss, right? So one of them is definitely going to get hit. And on the other side, you're going to look at the figure move, right? You're going to be looking at the figure move up and down, up and down, up and down. And then you're going to exit. Once you see it above 3R, that does not necessarily mean like you exit immediately, because price could do something like this, right? It just goes down, and then your TP may be somewhere like right here. So it goes down, then it goes up a little bit, or it doesn't even go up, but then it goes down again, right? And what you want to watch for right here is you're not exiting immediately. You want to exit maybe immediately a little lower, right? So because it may just do this, it goes down, and then it goes down further, and then you exit. But if it goes down here, and then it starts like going up above it, pay attention to the 2R area. So if the 2R is up here, you don't want it to be coming back like this, and then you exit, right? You don't want to be exiting up here. You want to exit if it starts to come back up here, right? So like around here, you want to exit. But normally, once it hits 3R, just wait a little bit, because it may have another push like this, right? And you would have seen that in the video I posted yesterday. You want to make sure that, because I waited, right? It went to 3R, and then it pushed again, and then that's when I got out. Then it pushed again. It did like a 3-second hold, and then it pushed. I'm not sure if it was 3 seconds. It could have been like 2 seconds. Either way. So that's how you're gonna play FOMC, right? You're going to buy. I believe you should buy. Well, you're not buying anything. Then in that case, you're selling both gold and USD JPY. You're not buying. Okay, the reason being is that they both have negative correlation to each other, so one of them is definitely going to drop. What I need to figure out is the stop loss for USD JPY, because in most cases you don't use the same stop loss, right? But you're using the same risk. So for example, if you're risking 1%, but on gold it's a $3 move, on USD JPY if you're using 10 pip stop loss, you're still using 3R, so you're still going to risk 1% on that 10 pips, okay? And Yeah, so right now there's really nothing going on. Pretty quiet. We still want price to come up here. On the day, let's see on the 15-minute what it's doing. So this candle is about to end, right? This 4-hour candle is about to end. And as you can see here, we've had big strong up moves, right? I do believe we will get a down move soon. We will get a little down move. I'm hoping it's not before we get a trade, but it may happen where we don't get a trade and we would like it to come up here and then reverse, but it doesn't look like it wants to do that. I'll wait about 15 more minutes. I really hope you guys listen to what I suggest you guys do for FOMC. FOMC is at 2 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. So let me quickly just double check that. Okay, so FOMC is at 2 p.m. Okay, we have the federal fund rates and FOMC at 2 p.m. and then FOMC press conference at 2:30. Okay, so that's 3 different news. We may get like a whipsaw, but it's okay. This news here, FOMC conference at 2:30. I don't know which one moves the market more. I do believe because we have the Fed rate and FOMC statement at the same time, I think that will move the market more than the FOMC press conference. So we'll see. I'm probably going to risk the profits I made yesterday on the AUD news, so I'll probably risk 1% each trade. But let me see how gold is holding up. We have 2 minutes until the 4-hour. So you have a 4-hour close candle, a 1-hour close candle, 30-minute close candle, and every other lower time frame is about to close as well. So this is going to be a good indication of where price wants to go. Now, if we want price to go down here for the next 4-hourly candle, we wanted to create this wick up here first on a 4-hour, which means on a 1 minute we should see it close above here before going down. And I think we'll get that. We'll see. I do believe this month we've also had the most, I think it's either this month or May, we had the most skip days. I think May we had like 6 or 5 or 6. I'm not really sure, but this month we've definitely had about 5. So, on a 4-hourly, let's see. This is the last minute, so this is gonna say a lot, right? We would like this to close bullish. Okay, So it's going down now, so this is not a good sign. I don't know. Price failed to break above here, so we have this nice move here. This is not a good sign. I don't know if we'll get a trade, guys, honestly. If we zoom in closer, you'll see that this is usually what we take in the agent session on UJ, because look, you have, despite this high, right? Forget about this high. You see price is making higher highs, right? And right here it made the highest high. It didn't close above it. It wicked above it, made an engulfing, and then look at this. So right here, it closed below it right on this candle here, right? And then price fails to make, so we would have, if this was a UJ trade, we would have taken it right here. Price goes back up. There's no imbalances besides this imbalance right here, right? Price goes back up, does not break this, and now is going down. So this may just keep going down. I don't think it's going to reach our target in time. If it does go back up here, it's probably going to be after I'm done streaming, because I do not think this will work like this. If you guys would like, I could just explain FOMC news later if you're going to be available. There's FOMC statement at 2 p.m., Fed fund rates at 2 p.m., and FOMC conference at 2:30. I don't mind talking more about it if you're confused. I'm going to be taking it the same way I take the AUD and NZD news, but I mean, if you guys understand it, then I don't have to talk about it, and we can just end the stream early. I just know some people probably don't fully understand how to take the trades, or at least like how I look at them, you know. So sorry. What I do want to do though, I will say, so when I'm looking at, let me go ahead and show you guys something. So if I open a new tab here, we'll go to Forex Factory, and okay, so we go Forex Factory, right? You see the news here. We have, this is the news releases. Okay, sorry about that. You see here we have FOMC statement, right? So here's how I look at the news. So I'm looking at the news right here, and I don't care about the details of the news, right? I don't care if it's gonna go up, if it's gonna go down. What I care about is the dates right here. You see these dates, and you could go back more, but June 14th, May 3rd, okay? So June 14th, for example. And let's look at Fed fund news, because we usually have multiple news at the same day, right? So if these two are together today, we're going to look at what happened the last time they were together, which is June 14th and May 3rd. So if I go back on gold, right? Yeah, we're not getting a current trade on gold, on the gold mining strategy, so I think it's better I just show you guys this. So I go on a 1 hour or 15-minute chart, and I will go back to, let's see, I will go all the way back. Where is June 14th? June 14th is right here. So I'll see what it did at June 14th, and June 14th 2 p.m. was right here. So I see price went down, right? What I need to see is how much did it go down. Okay, so it went down halfway, or 60% of this move right here I could use a fib tool and figure it out, right? 60% of this move is probably around like here, like let's say like right here. So I see that that's $8, right? So I need to see where it makes 3R. So for my stop loss, to get a good, I need to use $3 stop loss, right? So this is like a $9 move down. I'm going to use a $3 stop loss. Okay? That's as easy as how I find out the stop loss. Now, to double check this, I'm not going to just go like leave it like this. I'm going to replay the chart and go right here. The reason for this being is because I'm going to go on a 5-minute if I can, and I'm going to see how the 5-minute reacted. On the 5-minute, I see that price did go down lower because I don't want to see the first candle not hit TP. I want to see the first candle hit TP, right? And then I will go to what was the other one we were looking at? UJ. So I'll duplicate this and just open a UJ chart. We will go on UJ. We still don't have a trade coming up, so it's fine if I do this for you guys. We'll go on the 15-minute, and I will go all the way back to June 14th. And 2 p.m. You could see that USD JPY did the same thing. Now for FX, it's a bit different. I try to look at 10 pip stop loss in general. So if I look at the 10 pip right here, and then 3R, I see that it's around 60% as well. Well, maybe even better, right? It's better than that. So I could even use like maybe a 15 pip stop loss on UJ. But I need to double check that it moves that much every time. So I need to see that this is the average move of the first candle. Okay, so the next date I will go to is May 3rd. So if we go back to May 3rd, let's see, May 3rd is right here. So let me go ahead and go to May 3rd. So May 3rd is right here. And that's the 4th. So here's May 3rd. And what time was it? I assume it was, let's see, May 3rd. It was at 2 p.m. as well on May 3rd. So let's take a look at 2 p.m. on May 3rd. Okay. So we see on May 3rd it did this. So I'm going to go back here and see if I can go to a 5-minute replay, right? On a 5-minute replay, I see that it went down, then it went up. So because I'm selling, right? I'm selling a little bit before. So assuming that this big candle is right here and I entered right before the end, which would be right here, right? Stop loss is 15 pips. Could we have gotten a 3R out of this big move here? Yes. We could have gotten a 3R with, right? Now, it whipsawed, so if you could have possibly been hit out right here, right? At, let's see, it was 13 pips. So depending on how it looks with the brokers, so I'm using currently for my news, I'm using Funded Engineer, and their spreads look really nice. And I know, let's see if it was down here. Would it have hit 3R? So it wouldn't have hit 3R if you got it right at the end. So you need to enter it on the last minute, which it was around there. But I've done a replay on this, so I know that UJ moves at least 15. If you use 15 pip stop loss, you're probably safe. Now, if I go on gold and I go back to May, was it May 3rd? May 3rd, right here. 2 p.m. Was it May 3rd? Right. Just making sure it was. Yeah, May 3rd, 2 p.m. Gold went up and then it dropped, right? So if I was to get in on gold on that last candle. So assuming you got in like right here and you used like a $3 stop loss, right? $3, and you went for a 3R. So actually gold would have hit stop loss before it went down. So yeah, you would have won on UJ first. Gold rarely whipsaws, right? So if gold hits stop loss, you definitely need to take profit on UJ. Now, if UJ had hit stop loss as well, you would have been screwed out of this trade and lost full. So if you're using something like my Forex fund, you're probably stopped out here, right? And I'm just being honest because 2 pips, a pip and something is not a lot, right? Like for a news trade, a pip is not a lot. So you could even go 16. I wouldn't suggest going above 15 though. If you go 16, obviously you need to be 3R would be around whatever. But like I said, you're not placing your TP. You're watching your TP for it to reach 3R. So here it did go down just a little bit, then started reversing. So as soon as it hits your 3R, just wait for one more dip before you exit. Okay? So it did dip one more time here. So let me see, when was the next date? It was March 22nd. So this one I probably won't get to see the 5-minute chart on it. So we'll take a look at March and see if it hit TP using what we're looking at. So if I go March, let's see, 22nd, right here. So March 22nd, 2 p.m. Where's 2 p.m.? Right here, right? So assuming you got in, same thing, right here. You took 15 pips stop loss. Or you could say 16 if you're on my Forex fund. But 15 pip, 3R would be right here, right? You would have hit 3R, and obviously you would have hit more, maybe. It did go down a lot more, but obviously you're not holding these 15-minute candles. You're looking at the first candle, and I can't go on 5-minute because I know it's going to kick me out because it's so far back. But if you get a trade, again, once it hits 3R, just wait for one more push. If it starts to reverse on you and goes back up to like 2R, just exit, you know. You don't have to hold and think like try to get 3R. So you're not putting your TP at 3R. You're not putting a TP. You're going to exit the trade manually. Or if you're not too confident, guys, if you're not too confident in UJ, I mean in the trade on selling, you could buy instead, because I know gold went up those days, right? And today gold could go up again. So if we know gold is definitely going to hit TP, so what was it, March? I was looking at, wait, first we looked at March 3rd. Okay, so I mean March, I believe, is it 22nd? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's see how quick gold hit TP as well. If we're buying, March 22nd. So you could buy UJ and gold. I just sell because the reason why I prefer to sell is because when there's selling, it moves better than buying. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but when people are panic selling, it moves way faster than gold. Right? I mean, not gold, but it moves way faster than buying, right? But as you could see, gold here, if you bought, this is 2 p.m., right? So if you bought right at the end there, and you used your $3 stop loss, obviously it hit 3R as well. So just depends on what you want to do, but this could be your trade that works out for you. and that's pretty much all I really wanted to tell you guys, was to you could place a trade like this. Yeah. And if you wanted to play it even more, you could just place a buy and a sell on gold, right? And you could use $3 stop loss on each side and just wait for it to hit TP, right? You could do that. But if you did that, I would suggest, if you're opening 2 trades on gold, also open 2 trades on USD JPY or USD Swiss. Don't just open 2 trades on one, because we've seen how that reacts with like CPI on NASDAQ. Let me quickly just go back to current date just to see. Okay, so gold is probably not going to give us a signal. As you could see, even on the 15-minute, it looks really bearish. So anyway, guys, I will message you guys on the chat, but as far as I'm aware, for gold, it looks like you want to use a $3 stop loss, and for UJ you want to use like a 15 or 16 pip stop loss. Okay? And there is a chance you could lose both sides. Okay? On a daily chart, it looks like, for me, it still looks bullish, right? In my honest opinion, this looks bullish, but we don't know what news could do. News could make this bearish, and maybe at 2 p.m. or before 2 p.m. this may not look bullish. It may look bearish right before news. But as of right now, it is still strong bullish until we see it flip. Because yesterday was also strong bullish, right? And we know Wednesdays is an expansion day, so it could be that it takes liquidity out, then reverses, right? Because it took out this high barely, and now it's reversing. But it could be that it keeps going up and breaks this high here and goes into this imbalance right here. So overall, to me, this looks bullish. So if you wanted to, you could buy both gold and UJ, okay? If you're expecting gold to buy, then I would suggest buying both gold and UJ. If you're expecting gold to sell both gold and UJ following the strat, because UJ will still pass you the trade, or if you're close to passing your challenge. That's another thing. If you're close to passing your challenge and you're on phase 1, and let's say you're 5% up, you could just risk 1% on each side, or I think phase 2 would be 5%. I think you need to pass with 5%. So if you're on phase 1 and you only have 5%, you could risk 1% or like 1.5%, right? Because if you risk 1.5%, you're going to make 3% profit. But if you lose, you're going to lose 3% total if both sides lose. Okay? But you could pass your challenge that easily. So keep that in mind. For me, I'm going to risk 1% on each side, or like 1.2% on each side, honestly. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and that's the plan for today. I will let you guys know what I'm doing later. I'll probably record it live. You know, if I get like 5 people who want me to record it and see how I do or what I do, then I'll probably record it. But otherwise, I'll probably not stream it because it'll be a lot to do while I'm trying to take the trade as well. So yeah. Alright guys, so I'll catch you later. If you have any questions, just message me. Alright? Have a good day. Sorry we couldn't get a trade. I mean, it's not really a loss on us for not getting a trade, right? We're still up for the week. we're up 1%. And if you traded Monday, Monday was not a trading day, so I don't think it had a trade Monday. So if you were there yesterday, you should be up on a win, and we'll see how it does tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you guys later, and hopefully we make some money during FY.